get started. Okay, so, anyways, as I said, welcome back to the stream. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello, YouTube viewers. The stream crashed before. As you can see, I was doing maintenance. Um, we're going to be playing Our Life Beginnings in All Ways, which is a really fun game, and it's really fun. You know, you'll see later on. Okay, um, the developers are amazing. I love the developer. Um, The game itself is amazing. I played it in January back in 2020, so you know it's a relatively new game. It came out recently. I have a lot of the DLCs because yeah. Um so let's probably actually get to playing the game now. Don't know why that's glitched. Refresh chat. Yep, don't know why that's glitched. Needs to stop glitching, please. Alright. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Nothing's buffering. Everything's good. Y'all let me know if everything is good, please. Because, like, if I need to turn the game audio up or anything like that, I'm gonna go to live scene now. Okay, now y'all see the fox? Okay. Why do I have so much problems with fucking streaming? I don't understand why. Okay. That's not displayed? Okay. We're good. We're good. We're going well. 2 minutes in, we're going well. Alright, we in the game? In the game? Yep, yep. Everything's good. Everything's dandy. Okay. We're gonna have it full windowed because full screen has some glitches in it, and I'm not dealing with that. Animation on. You won't press a new file. Hopefully. For you guys. Look at Our Life Beginnings in All Ways. There are various ways you can customize and interact with the game. This tutorial, by the way guys, I've played this game like 10 times. I'm just gonna let y'all know this isn't a blind playthrough. Maybe some of the stuff we pick might be blind because I haven't picked all of the stuff, but there are various ways you can customize and interact with the game. This tutorial is an overview of how certain features work. You can read the full tutorial from the main menu to learn about everything in detail. To start off, the game is divided into 3 time periods. Well, that's the 4th one. Our life is further divided into sets of vignettes, I can't speak, that take place during specific periods of time. Those are called moments. Moments can be played in any order or skipped entirely. You move on to the next step whenever you want by selecting the by selecting that summer is ending. Steps 1 to 3 include 5 moments each, and even more can be unlocked by purchasing DLCs. Some are out now, and other DLCs will be released later on. Go away. Okay. A lot happens over the years that go by, especially in regard to the other character you play as. You determine nearly everything about the main character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, interests, skills, the relationship with major characters, and so on. You can decide to change the details as time goes on. With a few exceptions, your last name, skin tone, and eye color can't be altered once set. Much of the MC's basic traits are determined on a character creation screen. As the MC grows up, more options become available on the screen. What? Oh, it's just Twitter. Oh my god. Twitter. As mentioned, one of the decisions you'll get to make for your character is selecting a name. You can type in any name you like, or you can pick a preset name. Preset options are called voiced names because the name will be voiced aloud by the romantic lead. You'll get to hear him say your name as you play through the story. Only the default name, Jamie, is included in the base game. Hundreds more can be added by getting a free voice name expansion DLC. If only my name was Jamie. It's okay. I actually do have the DLC. So, a full collection name is in the DLC because of how large it is. If you're not interested in that feature, you don't need to get it. It's also really free. If you guys want it and you want to get the game, I'm not promoted by the game. I wish I was, but I'm just gonna recommend this game to you. Okay. Each game in the DLC belongs to or was selected by someone who has supported this project. On the character creation screen, there's a cute doll you can decorate to get an idea of what your MC looks like with the different traits put together. Note all of the things you decide about the MC appear on the doll. The script referencing what you've decided for the MC is the main way those decisions influence the game. Our life has a first-person perspective, so your character doesn't appear next to other character sprites. You only see the MC as the decorative doll and in special cutscene CG images. By the way, those are great. The cutscene CGs only appear when certain choices are if certain choices are made. It's possible not to see any during the playthrough. It actually is possible, but obviously, I know how to manipulate the game. Okay, I'm good at these games. There's also a second type of special MC-based screen, the interest comfort screen. Unless you get DLCs, the game has one love interest, Cove Holden. He grows up with the MC, and the interest stuff from screen is crucial for determining how it plays out. Interest level sets how much you like him. There are 4 levels: disinterest, fond, crush, and love. Love is only available starting in step 3. If you are at fond or crush in step 2. Comfort determines how you genuinely think when it comes to him. There are 3 levels: nervous, relaxed, and direct. Your level of interest and comfort will set the type of dynamic your character has with the love interest. What you did in the past will influence the present and feelings and change over time. You get to pick your interest comfort near the beginning of every step. Comfort can switch between the 3 levels as you please. Your interest level can only stay the same or increase. Your current level of interest will become the new lowest option on the screen in the future. Oh, it's the Dream SMP. Anyways, for example, if you decided to be fond in step 1, this interest will not be available on the screen in step 2 and 3, which will make fond the bottom level option for your relationship. Interest level has an impact when it comes to physically interacting with Cove. While growing up, things are rather simple. If you get along with one another, you have a close relationship and you can choose to touch him, and Cove will occasionally interact with the MC in lighthearted or comforting ways. But starting in step 3, touching can become more romantic or suggestive if you're at crush or love. To make sure things are nicely with that, there will be an extra choice to determine initiative level and bonus mini tutorial that goes along with the choice to explain the feature in more detail. Basically, even if you decide you like Cove, the game will force you to act on those feelings. And always choose not to get together with him, choose not to accept or give romantic gestures, etc. If you do decide to date Cove, though, you can't break up with him later. Yep, you can't break up with him. It's just, I know, amazing. Interest comfort gets the basics down, but it's the choices that appear throughout the normal game events that decide what actually happens between the MC and Cove. And it isn't only the MC who is impacted by your decisions. Cove grows and changes over the years. How he's treated and what he experiences help shape who he becomes. In step 2 and 3, Cove's personality, appearance, and interest will vary based on what happens in the previous steps. It's something of a mystery exactly how your decisions end up changing him. You can try to guess as you go along. Thanks, game. We love you. Or, if you prefer, you can also just design your own ideal Cove directly using the Cove Creator option that pops up in the beginning of the step 2 and 3. That's what I do. I use that because I like being in control in these games. Probably my own problems. Making the choices you want is always more important than making a choice because you feel like you have to in order to get a certain result. See, okay. In this playthrough, I'm probably going to make the choices that I would make in real life. Not like, oh, I would make these because it's an option, but like something that I would like genuinely do in real life. Not like, oh, I'm going to be more flirty and confident in the game because, you know, I'm not scared of the game. Actually, I kind of am, not going to lie. Some of the choices scare me. But I would like I'm gonna make choices that like I would do in real life. Like there's one where like there's fireworks. It's like I really do like fear of fireworks. Like fireworks mess with me basically. So one of the choices is you can stay. You could be extremely uncomfortable but say I'm fine and stay, or you can leave and that kind of stuff. In real life, I would pick to stay and be extremely uncomfortable because I don't want to burden anyone. That's how it's gonna go. Okay, either it's gonna be really boring or really fun. When choice does appear, usually you'll see that hovering the cursor over an option shows a certain color, yellow, blue, or green. The colors aren't related to specific points or effects. They're only there to give a bit of insight on the tone, emotion of the choice, since text alone can potentially be read in more than one way. Oh, I forgot where I am. Oh yeah, so guys, gotta keep this in mind. Blue tends to be casual. It's straightforward. Yellow is emotion, is like a really emotive, reactive. Sorry. Green is like less certain. It's like uncommitted, nervous. Though there are hundreds of options in our life, not every choice menu falls in line with that pattern. Picking just one color every time doesn't give a gameplay benefit. Only stick to a certain type if that's what you happen to like. Otherwise, switch between them freely. Anyways, pick yellow, never pick yellow. Pursue romance right from the start, never romance the love interest. Be disagreeable or admirable, none of them will lead to a bad ending. There's no bad ending, basically. You're welcome to enjoy the events and shape the story without reservation. And then, if you like, you can play again or to try something new. There's only ever more good content to discover. We hope you'll have a nice time with our life. Thank you for playing. Thank you. Okay, now we're gonna design our character. Okay. First I gotta fit the face shape. I gotta do my skin tone. PG. I gotta do our eye shape. I forgot which one it's this one. Okay. Bump. I'm gonna make this actually look like me, by the way, so. Okay. Then we have the hair. Okay, the hair is a different story. Actually, I'll put this out here. I'm gonna put the hair that gives me gender envy. Okay, the hair that I wish I have. I actually have really good hair right now, but we're not gonna talk about that. Oh, I don't have a back to my hair. Yeah, I don't have a back to my hair. Oh no. 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 Oh, they also have like really diverse hair in here, which I like. Red. Okay. Bum. This is difficult to pick. Because some of them won't look exactly like me at all. This is the one that I always pick, just because it's nice. I spend a lot of time on the character customization, not gonna lie. Obviously not those. I hate to admit it, but my hair does actually kind of look like that. I hate to admit it. Alright, there we go. Of course we're gonna. Oh wait, no, I don't think I have. Okay, so my name has a voice name in here, but I'm not gonna put my name. I'm going to put my online name. Maybe that's a voice name for that. I don't know. I have to do the alphabet to get to see. Okay, it does not. Okay. No voice name. You guys don't get that. You guys don't get that privilege. Oh, almost put my name. What should be my last name? I don't know. I'm not gonna put my real last name, obviously. What the fuck? Why would I do that? Sons? Okay. No, we're just gonna. Yeah, there we go. Is something like. I hear like alarm sounds from like ambulances and stuff like that, and I hope no one's like. No, I don't have any birthmarks on my face. No scars on my face. No, I don't like how that looks. No, as much as I wish I had freckles, I don't. I have pretty, like, I have small, like, very small and slender hands. Um, Glasses, let me see, where's the glasses that I, see, the game never has my specific glasses, because I have, like, octagon glasses, um, which the game never has. Okay, anyways, I don't have any birthmarks, I think, anyways. I don't have any freckles, actually. I don't think I do, anyways. I don't know. Clothing types, say, like, pants, shirts, dresses, skirts, whatever. Bracelets, necklaces. Not a big fan. Hats, I guess, yeah. I don't really wear watches. Seem like a point. I see no point to them. Anyways, look, we're in the game now! Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Now we're in Sunset Bird. Okay, that's good. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usual. Oh, fuck. Okay, never mind. Hang on. Jesus Christ. Twitter, go away. I don't care. Tommy in it. Be gone from my Twitter. Okay. Anyways, summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usually sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination with people coming all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came from both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of schoolless vacation with it. During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside of your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, and they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. I know. So much fun, so much fun. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar family-friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. Okay, so we have these 3 choices. You didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back to them anyways. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people. You were too anxious to say hi to most of the other residents that greeted you. Yeah, this would be the one I'd be way too anxious to say hi to, like, anyone in public. No. They still smiled at you anyway, and that made you feel a little more comfortable. Jesus Christ. Okay. But today, there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. He was sitting with his with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person. Or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. I know, guys, I'm so bad at talking. Okay. Whoever or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. There's a stranger on my porch. Oh no! One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your mom called it. So for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your mom's had a talk with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. You hadn't exactly been listening at the time. They mentioned that some people weren't good to talk to, others, yeah. You weren't sure about this man yet. Still, you felt scared knowing that he was blocking the way at your way to your front door. But you were pretty interested. You wanted to know what was going on, whether he was nice or not. Yeah. Okay, this one. You slowed down, your mind racing for ideas on how to get past him, unseen, but it was too late to escape. There was a split second where your eyes met and you took in a shaky breath, your eyes darting to the sky, pretending to stare at a bird who was hovering nearby. That sounded like a fucking poem. I'm sorry, guys. I'm bad at reading. Hey. His voice startled you. Oh, I forgot that was him. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. His voice startled you and made you jump, but still you didn't look at him. The bird landed on top of a nearby gatepost, and its black feathers ruffled against the gentle breeze. Okay. Trying to keep your eyes on it, it was tough, especially when the man stood up and started to make his way towards you. Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck? Do I have to turn the volume up? I feel like I have to. Anyways, there you go. Okay. Yes, I got a text message. I'm so sorry, guys. We can get back to the DILF later. Okay. Okay. We're back, guys. Sorry. Got a message. Okay. Do you live around here? No, what's your name? You looked at the man up and down, taking in his tanned skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. Definitely is obsessed with the ocean. While he made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. Yeah, I live here. That's great. He looked happy to hear it, giving you a broad smile. Hey, yo, is that $20 Chris bill? Oh my god. Okay. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hands as he helped it up to you. Hang on, guys, gotta fix my headphones. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wearing glasses and streaming is hard, especially because my headset is kind of tight. Okay. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand and he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? Of course, only for you. Nothing bad. Sorry, I should have. Let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. From where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. Yeah, imagine like a very tall man that you've never met before being like, want this $20 bill, do me a favor? I have a son. His name is Cove. Who's about your age? Seems like a strange name. I'm not gonna talk about strange names, okay? Honestly, the name's really cool, okay? I would have thought the name was really cool, okay? Okay. You never met anyone with that name. We moved in across the street, see? I gestured toward the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching a late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be... Look, guys, I couldn't find a better last name. Okay. You must be Alphafox, right? I met your moms earlier, and they told me you were right. I mean, they told me you were 8, not right. Oh my god. Yeah, so basically the steps go, in the first step, you're 8. In the second step, you're in middle school. Yeah, you're in middle school, you're like 13, I think. Yeah. And then in the third step, you are 17 to 18. And then in the fourth step, you're like 20s, somewhere in your 20s. So it kind of goes like goes like that. I'm so sorry. He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention, a hopeful smile tilting his lips in the corners. Can you try to be friends with the boy? No, what? Just give it a chance and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him.
Do you mind?
But you've got to keep it a secret too, okay? I wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. It wouldn't be friendly. I'm sorry. Yeah, like, do other kids get their parents to pay for friendships? Like, just, I felt sorry. Like, you're a DILF, but come on. Be better. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that. What do you say? Want to make a deal? No. No. No, thank you. Sorry. You'd have played it enough to notice, but not completely.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure, homie. I'm so sorry. I'm so sure. I'm so sure. It won't be so bad. Even if it's just for the summer, that'd be enough. That only made this sound more strange to you. Why does it lasting for the summer matter? When it was clear his initial strategy wasn't going to fly, he tucked the bill into his back pocket and changed the request. I get it. You don't want to. Would you be comfortable with he and I coming by for a normal visit? No money involved? Okay, hang on. Okay. I want to meet him. Obviously, I've already met him. Okay. But, you'd have to ask my mom's. His smile got bigger again. Uh, his eyes crinkled at the sides. Of course, they've invited us over earlier, but I'd like to ask you too. Then I guess you can. I'll bring him by tomorrow. I wanted to meet and greet with the neighbors today. But, well, I don't know where he's gotten off to. Lost his son, offered me a $20 bill to be friends with him. He laughed when he said that, but with the way his face looked, you thought he actually wanted to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come on home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss it. Sure thing. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that. I should have gone out. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head. Paused before doing so. Then pulled his hand away and said, "Your moms are already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go look too. Can't can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought he might come back and that's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, Alpha. So much." He jogged off down the street without another word. I always imagine he does like the funny little jog dads do. Anyways, you decide to check the hills behind your house. And I'm telling you, that man definitely does the funny little jogs, okay? Step 1, first sight. This is where we see Cove. Fun times, fun times. The chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill, you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. I love the ocean. Sometimes Lizzie would join you. The two of you splashing each other in the waves. Those were the best days. You took the deep breath. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try to relax and couldn't. Actually, it's funny. So like, I used to live by the ocean. Okay, and me and my brother, we would like play this game where like the ocean was like lava and we'd like run away from the waves and stuff like that. It was really fun. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone. So you glanced around. There was a boy sitting at the top of one hill, almost completely hidden, within the long grass and white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you'd found a deer in the wild, though deers don't have any of these shit. Well, hmm. Um, oh. No. Okay. Deer didn't have green hair. Sorry, I got spaced out. Anyways. Okay. But this new boy did. You watched as it fluttered softly around his face in the breeze. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, then another, and then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary. Hi. With a start, he jumped to his feet and hands balled into fists at his sides. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. Sorry, guys. My brother came into the room. I returned. Okay, okay. He's been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts, and his eyes were still shining with a few more. You'd obviously caught him off guard. His pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man earlier had said stuck out to you. Cove? Ah. Eyes wide, he studied you. How'd you know that? I'm all-knowing. That's a lie. Tell the truth. Okay. Damn. Okay, buddy. Okay, your dad told me who you were. Oh. So, is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the retrospect. I can leave it if it is. Yeah. While doing so, you also picked a strand of lint on your leg. Also a weird question to ask someone. Oh. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. I can speak, guys, I swear. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, you sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered this hill rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Why are you here? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Almost like they never stopped, his tears started up again with a vengeance. My parents, they don't want to live together with me anymore. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him, and now we have a house here, and I want to go home. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. I'm sorry. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cove wound himself up again for another long crying fit. You felt bad for him, being forced to come here with no choice. You couldn't imagine what it would feel like to live with only one of your moms, but it might be pretty hard. But from way off in the distance, you heard your parent. Alva. Cove? I'll let him take that when they do the voice lines. Kids, where did you go? I'm sorry, just press the fucking Z. And Cove looked at you, tears still clinging at his cheeks. Don't tell them we're here.
I want to go home.
I don't want to go back to the house. I want to go home. I'll be okay. You were struck by a sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not. Oh. Yeah, I guess. Okay, I guess. Then you can count on him when you're really need him. You shot him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a bit reluctant. I'm sorry, guys. My glasses are like digging into my skull with my headset on. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? He looked toward the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his not bandaged arm. Sorry, I still don't want to go. Yeah, I get it. You do? Before you could answer, you heard Cove's dad get even closer than before. There you are, bud. The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you and they rushed over. Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Alpha, you're here after all. We had been at the park to check for Cove and then heard what happened earlier when you met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. Mouse, please. Mouse. 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 Okay. Okay. Yeah, Cove didn't want to go home just yet. Stop glitching. I'll hurt you. Mommy gave Cove a small smile, and then she turned back to you. Thank God you're both fine. Were you two having fun out here? He looked over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. He said, I think I want to marry him. You nodded, smiling slightly. Oh? That's wonderful. Hi. Hello, Dilf. I'm gonna keep saying that, by the way. He is. Just wait until you see Cove's mom. Okay, anyways. Finally letting go of his squirming, scabbling son, Cove's dad turned to the three of you. If I take off my glasses? No. Okay. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turned to the three of you.
That's a relief.
Thanks very much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Alpha knows the whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Cove.
Bye.
The two of them walked off into the darkness, heading toward the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Tell you what. We'll have a proper playdate tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's... I'm sorry, guys. Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie. How does that sound? It sounds like words. Both your moms laughed, the sounds overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you toward the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. Okay. So, okay. Now that we're at this point, okay. So, I ate cheese earlier, and I'm lactose intolerant, and so my body is like, what the fuck? It's a fun time. So, let's just continue this. If you hear strange noises, it's the cheese. Okay, so... It's fond, I guess. Like, I feel like I'd be... 8-year-old me would be fond of people pretty quickly. But also still be nervous. And I won't be able to change it until step 2. Jeez. At the breakfast table, the next morning you finished your food faster than usual. Your sister Lizzie had run out earlier to go play. But you'd stayed put. Today, just like your mom's promise, Cove was coming over to hang out. Excited to see your new friend again, Alpha? You nodded, smiling slightly. Oh, I got an achievement, yeah. How sweet, I'm so happy he moved in.
Okay.
With that said, are you done with your breakfast? Yeah. With all this frustration an 8-year-old can muster, you looked at your mom, your empty cereal, not mom. Okay, attitude kid, we see. Good job. He should be here soon. Cleanup began, and then, on cue, there was a knock. It was hesitant, like the person wasn't sure they were in the right place. Still loud, though. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. Alpha, could you get it? It's Cove. Wiggling out of your chair without really pushing it back, you made your way to the door. Hey, Fox family. Thanks for having us. I want to give him a surfer dude. Hey, Fox. I can't do a surfer dude impression. Never mind. I'll work on that and get back to you guys next time. Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him, and his son were here. Cove looked different in the bright lighting of your living room, and when he wasn't crying. With his dad standing in front of him and mommy behind you, you and Cove looked at each other. Pleased to see your new friend again, you smiled at Cove. He smiled back with some hesitation. I'd have a crystal one. Do you want to see my room?
Okay. Take care.
Let us know if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids.
See you.
See you later, son. Play nice. That's no. You led him to your room, puffing out your chest a little bit at the sight of your treasures. There were a lot of stuffed animals, a cool bed, and a window to look out. It was a great room. You hadn't had anyone to know it. You hadn't had anyone to show it to in a while, but you were really proud of it. You leaned in a little closer to one of your drawings on the wall. I like this. Me too. No. Thank you. You're welcome. You smiled at him. You were proud of that particular piece of art, and you were glad he noticed it. You turned to look around the room a little more, studying the books on your desk and the pictures on the walls. You started to feel a bit nervous. You thought it was kind of awkward. Yeah, usually if someone's in my room, I'm like, oh my god, I hope they like my room. Oh my god. Hang on, guys, I got another message. Oh my god. This game is honestly so much fun. It's really entertaining. Good. Okay. E. I wonder how long the stream's gonna go on for. A long time. That's what. A long time. Until I get tired, okay? Okay. You had put a lot of effort into making your room as nice as it was. You hoped he didn't say anything bad about it. Then his eyes landed on a tiny box of beach things you've collected, tucked away by the door. He took a step towards it before hesitating and pointing at it instead. What's that? A hoard of stuff I found on the beach.
Oh.
Do you have any driftwood in there? Dragging the box into the middle of the room, you and Cove flopped down next to it. Yeah? Yeah. You just hit the piece at the bottom so Cove respects in the sand. Neat. This is a good collection. You got a sense from the tone in his voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice. Or to be like She-Hole. I still don't know how to say his name. Just letting y'all know. That if you guys know, please let me know. Because I don't. I say it like She-Hole. She-Hole. I don't know. He actually meant it. Ah, She-Hole is coming over. She-Hole? You just want me to say that all the time, don't you? My sister's friend. He wants to, meet you. Do I have to see him? It'll be okay, I think. Here, I found this shell in a log and you pulled out you pulled out seashell after seashell, explaining where you'd gotten each one and holding them up against the light. There were big ones, small ones, pink, purple, and orange. Most of them you washed off in the bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning off the sand. Apparently fascinated, either by the stories or by the shells themselves, Cole listened with what looked like full force of his attention. I wish that I had, like, a childhood friend. Like, a childhood friend that I've known since I was, like, 8, right? And then, like, grew up together the entire time, right? And, like, then we just, like, started getting married and like, got married, okay? Like, that's my wish, okay? Like, when you almost got pinched by a hermit crab while searching for shells, and after watching him scuttle back into the ocean, you found another empty shell that was almost a twin to his home. It was a new experience to be the center of such dedicated focus, but Cove hadn't been mean to you, so you didn't mind. You smiled at him every now and then while showing him your collection. Kids, come down to the living room. You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving you much a chance to hang around. Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. You guessed it was because he thinks you found each other by accident, not that a parent made it happen. Mr. Holden must be right that telling Cove his dad was part of that would be a bad idea. Before you knew it, you'd both been escorted downstairs and disposited in the living room, ready for She-Hole's visit. The two of you sat side by side on the door of your home's entryway. I brought the box of shells I want to keep looking at them. Okay, but be careful, because... Oh well. You weren't sure if you could trust someone else with your treasures yet. So you stayed next to him while he opened the lid and peered inside. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh! Like he hadn't spoken aloud yet, he turned to you and held it up, his eyes shining. I think this one is the best of them. You can take it. I would literally no, wait, hang on, no. I'm way too attached to possessions to where, like, I have certain possessions where if someone's looking at them and I could not just be like, oh, you can take it. I would have to be, like, extremely attached to them to be like, oh, you can take it. But not right now, Cove. Not right now. That's my favorite too. Cove smiled at you and you both admired the shell together. It was a giant conch with shades of dark and light orange. If you held it to your ear, you practically hear the ocean. I found that one last summer when we went to the beach on a picnic. The two of you were still sitting on the floor looking through your collection of beach findings. The doorbell finally rang. Cove jumped, startled by the sound. Since the person hadn't knocked, you figured it was probably Shiho. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend? You nodded, but that didn't seem to make Cove feel better. It was already obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. You could tell what he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. I'm sorry, there's nowhere to go. He's at our only door, and if you go upstairs, he'll find you. Cove glanced around the room, his eyes wide, finally paused, with his gaze locked into the back of the house. I can go out the window. No, Cove, no, not a good idea. He was already walking towards it. Scrambling to think of something to say, you stepped forward, then paused. Okay, let's see. Shiho is the least scary person alive. That is false. Okay, people are scary. That won't help nothing. Please don't get hurt. I'll come with you. Do you want to break your other arm? Like, do you want to break your other arm? Even if I don't jump any of those windows here. This is my house. The distance from the first floor living room window wasn't far, but you could tell it made Cove nervous anyway. He touched the cast on his arm. The wind was clearly released from his sails. I don't want to break any more bones. I don't think anyone wants to. Yeah. But I don't want to see him. I don't know him. I would comfort him. You're right. Meeting new people is really hard. I'm sorry. Thanks. Shiho poked his head out into the living room. It was impossible to know for sure if he'd heard what you'd been saying or not. But you guessed that he had.
Hi.
Hi, Alpha. And hi, Cove? Cove shot you an uneasy glance. Hi. I'm Shiho. It's nice to meet you. Yeah. You have a lot of freckles. Right. I do. What are you guys doing? We're looking for shells.
Can I do it too?
Awesome. Can I do it too? Cove shrugged and looked back at your box and be trying to... I'm sorry. The high-pitched voice is not staying. Never mind. Nope. Talking loudly is also a hassle. So making my voice high-pitched while talking really, like, loudly? No. Cove shrugged and looked back at your box of beach findings. What about that one? The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look at the beach things some more. You weren't really in the mood to do much of anything else, especially if Cove was having fun. You held out a recent find to Cove, a scallop shell that was washed up on the shore. It's a pretty color, kind of like my cast. The beautiful glittering pink did look a little bit like the wrap around his arm. Pink is a nice color. Okay.
Oh?
Is it your favorite? Not really. What is? Maybe green or blue. Maybe yellow. All really great colors. All amazing colors, Cove. We love those colors, honestly. Oh, those are all cool.
I guess.
Okay. I also like those colors.
Awesome.
Me too. Both of them smiled. Like usual, it didn't take long for Shiho to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Shiho didn't seem to know what to do with himself. And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you either. Is Lizzie coming back? Don't know.
Aw.
Yeah, same. Where'd she go? I think she's at the beach, probably. Is she playing at her park? Cove's eyes lit up with the mention of the park, and he looked towards you. Where's the park? Yep, but it's old. Oh, is it? There's a park? Oh, never mind. But can you show me? I want to go. I'm just adding words. You started getting up before you had even answered, and She-Hulk jumped up beside him in excitement. Really? You do too? Oh my god. Really? You do too, right, Alpha? The park is fun. I love it. I
Yeah.
love the park. Really great place. Love the park. Yeah, it's right at the beach, so there's a lot of fun stuff to do and lots of sand. It's a jungle gym and a bunch of swings. That sounds like it could be cool. So, are we going to find Lizzie? I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just want to check the park out. Just without any direction, She-Hulk finally turned to you. Okay. We parked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. It is only fair. Let's go, guys. After getting permission from your moms, the three of you were ready to head out. It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie had to convince your moms that it was so short she should always be allowed to walk there by herself. Lizzie the convincer. When you found her, she was hanging on the jungle gym, swinging back and forth. Hey, Lizzie. Her face lit up when she saw you, her big brown eyes going wide. Alpha, She-Hulk, hi. She dropped to the ground and landed with a soft thud in the sand. In a split second, She-Hulk has abandoned you two and scrambled over to stand by her. You were used to being left out when it was just the three of you, but now Cole was here. I felt that. You wondered if you would leave too. Okay, who's that? It's Cove. He's new.
Hi.
I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to my park. Nobody has ever come to play here, so this is where we get together. She gestured wildly with her arms as if it was to present the area to the newcomer. While Lizzie continued talking, you took the chance to kick off your shoes and wiggle your toes around the warm sand. Sand is such a nice feeling, I have to say. It feels so nice. One of the great textures. Huh? Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the one who comes up with the ideas. You are?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I am. Who else would handle the job? Lizzie is the oldest. Oh, my phone's at 15%. Let me go get my charger, guys. Enjoy this. Okay. Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Ow. My wrist just randomly started hurting. That's a fun time. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm back. We're returning. What? What? Can you grab the penguin? What? I don't know what penguin you're talking about. There is no penguin. But cool. Anyways, by law, my mom said you're Alpha's age.
Yeah.
Not so. I'm still the only one in this group with double digits. Shut up. What about other kids? Other kids? There aren't any. We're the only ones here, and Shio is just visiting from another place. Not even tourists really bring their kids here. This is the land of ancients. Be careful that the oldies don't try and steal your youth.
Oh.
Man, retirement homes. For a second, it looked like he might cry again. But something in his eyes shifted and he looked back at Izzy. Izzy? Lizzie. What kind of old people? Like moms and dads or grandparents? Grandparents who don't have kids. They hate kids. Why? We haven't done anything. Okay. Only some of them don't like kids. Yeah, only some of them don't like kids. You interjected quickly, hoping Lizzie wouldn't take things too far. Cove sniffled. his forehead creasing with worry. Lizzie was staring Cove down, but Cove wasn't even looking at her anymore. He didn't seem to care sorry, that he was there. He went into his own head. Shiho was the next one to speak, completely unaware of the situation. I met Lizzie and Alpha in school. You'll see a lot of kids there once summer is over. I don't want to go to a new school. I don't want summer to end. Oh my god, hello! Hello, friend. Shiho looked down to the dirt. He hadn't had much luck striking up conversation with Cove. I like summer vacation a lot too. All of the building tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. Good. As Shiho stood discomfort at how weird she thought Cove was at something else entirely you didn't really know. But she laughed, face crunching up.
Okay.
Welcome to Sunset Bird Cove. Take a seat, put up your feet. Okay. Put up your feet and get used to it. You offered him a small smile and that at least looked to reassure him some. Okay. For the rest of the summer, Cove was always there. You saw him more often than Shiho, and on some days when she was in a bad mood or busy, you even saw him more than Lizzie. He became a staple of your everyday life. The way sun and lunch and the beach were. Okay. During the first summer together, you really liked Cove. He was a fun person to play with, and he seemed to like playing with you too. Of course, that was only the start of things. And then we have the memories. Now, I have the DLCs, so I have all of the memories for all of the ones. I think even for the third one, I think. So, that means we have so much gameplay for so many days going out. So, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay, thank you. Okay, so it's Monday today. So I can do this one today, and then I can do that one tomorrow, then that one the next day, or like do 2 each day, because I won't be home Friday. I think let's do that. So let's do shopping, or how many I want to do, okay? Just how many I want to do. So let's do shopping. Cove's dad, the DILF. I'll come back before it gets dark, alright, sport? The familiar voice drifted across the street and drew your attention away from the snail you'd been watching inch slowly across the pavement. Cove waited. See, look, the DILF! We love him. Cove waited in front of his dad, pushing his green hair back off his face from where the breeze was blowing it over his glasses. He looked to be paying only a mild amount of attention as he was being handed a few slips of green paper. It reminded you of when you'd first met Mr. Holden, although he's probably not paying Cove to be friends with him. Yes, DILFs. Okay, DILFs. Did I read that? I don't remember if I did. Okay, I probably did. Okay, let's continue. Cove's dad seemed to feel your gaze somehow, or maybe you made a noise, because a second later his eyes were on you. He waved you over with a smile. He looked happy to see you, but you still felt a little weird for getting caught. You've gotta learn how to be more sneaky. You pushed your hands together. You brushed your hands together to free them off of sand, then jogged over to join the two, smiling at Cove first, then his dad. All those emojis say otherwise. Alpha, hi.
How's it going?
Good to see you again. What excitement are you up to today, Alpha? Nothing. You toed the pavement in front of you. It would be nice to tell them about the snail you found, but you didn't know if they liked snails. I mean, snails, man. After you finished answering the question, Mr. Holden's attention returned to Cove. He was preoccupied with folding the bills he had into a tiny rectangle. Sounds fun. It does? You weren't sure about that. You know, Cove was about to hit the stores by the beach. Why don't you go with him? Okay. You gave a ready nod, turning to a squint in the direction of the stores, like you could see the goods they had to offer all the way from where you stood. Fuck, man. Okay. My throat. Oh, is that okay?
Yeah.
I don't mind. Great. I'm sure you guys will have loads of fun. Mr. Holden reached into his pocket and pulled out a leather wallet filled with money. You found it odd, since your moms only ever seemed to have cards in theirs. Here. I remember when you tried to give me a $20 bill to be friends with your son. He leaned in to pass a crisp 10 to Cove, not a 20? Okay. Giving him a wink and a whisper. Get something for your friend, too. Sure.
Good kid.
Why do you look sad about that? Understandable. I wouldn't want to share my 10 either. That's my boy. Cove's dad ruffled his son's hair, and he was straightened back up. The bill in his hand still held out towards the green-haired boy. Take care. Cove accepted the bill after a second and slipped it into his pocket. Then, with one last nod to his dad, he turned and started walking. You followed after him, intrigued at the possibilities this outing might bring. Cove strayed toward the gentle tide creeping up by the sand. You fell into place beside him. It was a nice day. The sun was shining, and there weren't many clouds in the sky, though the wind coming off the ocean kept it from being too hot. You took in a deep breath, enjoying the scent of salt and ocean air. When you looked at Cove, he was dragging his feet through the sand a little, and you slowed down to wait for him. His eyes searched the ground intently. What is it? Nothing. You kept staring down at the ground, though. You bit down on your lip a little, wanted to say something else, but not knowing what. The comforting sound of the waves filled the silence with pleasant white noise, and you played a little game with yourself as you walked along, getting as close to the water as possible without getting wet. It resulted in you having to run up the sand quickly when a wave rushed in more than a few times, and although Cove threw a few glances your way, he didn't say a word. What do you usually do on the beach? Gotta make conversation. This is getting awkward. Lots of things. I like bodyboarding and volleyball and surfing and everything and stuff. The idea of standing on a big board while the waves propelled you towards shore was mystifying. I'm not allowed to surf. It looks hard. Not once you get the hang of it. I can show you sometime. Please. But I'm also not supposed to surf right now because I have this. He lifted up his arm, showing off his glaring pink cast wrapped around his wrist. Yeah, that's sad for him. Ghost smiled, though. You thought his nonchalant attitude towards the energy was pretty brave. I also like collecting stuff that's on the shore. Shells and sand dollars. I found a shark tooth once. You did? Cove stretched out his forefinger and thumb. It was this long. Forefinger? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay. That was something both scary and delightful. No way. I mean it. I still have it under my bed. You'd have to remember to ask him to show it to you sometime. What about you? What do you do out here? Honestly, I can't swim, guys. I cannot swim. Most of the time, but I do like swimming, but I can't swim. Cole's lips curled up in a small smile. Me too. Anyways, I need a drink. My throat. God. Okay. It occurred to you that you hadn't been swimming in a while. There was just so much to do before school started up again, and so little time. Once you reached the shopping area, the noise level grew exponentially. No longer just waves and footsteps. The chatter of people enjoying the lovely summer day, the call of the birds trying to find bits of food left behind, and lots of salespeople trying to get attention. You sniffed the air as you walked beside Cove. You could still smell the ocean, but there were other scents now too. Pizza, pretzels, hot donuts. It was nice. It's alright, yeah. There was a lot going on, but it beat staying home and doing nothing at all. Nothing all day. You were sure that you and Cove could find something to fill the day if you looked around a bit. Cove was glancing from one side of the street to the other with a look in his aquamarine. I said it right! Guys, I can never say aquamarine. Oh my god. Ugh. eyes that couldn't quite work out. What's that? Cove pointed to a large crowd of people gathered near a few tables, with large, colorful umbrellas blooming from their middles. I couldn't see past the adults who were blocking the way, but she knew there must be something worth seeing. Without another word, the two of you hurried over to see what the commotion was about. Sorry. The amazing Alexander. Feast your eyes on the amazing Alexander. Sorry. In the center of the crowd was a man with a tall hat and a funny green coat that had 3 long tails. There was a little table next to him with a cloth hanging over it that read, "The Amazing Alexander," in glittery golden script. Why tell people his name if it's already on a sign? Cove hummed with understanding, then turned to walk away as the amazing Alexander began shuffling a deck of cards. But your lip reluctantly starting to follow Cove after follow after Cove again. You continue looking over your shoulder, however, wanting to see as much as you can before you got too far away. Hey, not watching where you going. You going proved a bad idea as you bumped right into Cove. Oh, sorry. Did you want to stay or something? If that's okay. He briefly lifted his arms up to his sides before returning them to place. You could have said so. But that it began. The magic man pulled 1 card of the deck, showing it to the curious onlookers. It was 4 of diamonds. Watch closely. You did, squeezing through a few of the adult onlookers to get a better view. Suddenly, the man snapped his fingers and the card just disappeared. I can't snap. Sorry, guys. Whoa! Man has no reaction. He just... Ms. Alexander, who had earned his title, turned his head, looked directly at you. He reached out with a kind smile. What's behind your ear? Nothing. It was true. You didn't find anything there. He smelled like popcorn and candy when he stepped closer, and you wrinkled your nose in confusion as you watched him. You felt a tug, then he pulled the 4 of diamonds out from behind your ear. What? What? You know that it couldn't really have come from your ear, but you still didn't get how he'd done it. There was light applause from the crowd, and the man gave a deep bow. This is for you. The magician plucked a pair of balloons from the clump of them tied down to his table. Both were in the shape of a dolphin instead of being a normal circle. And one for your friend too. Thank you for being my assistant. Wow. Now you were really grateful he chose you. After that, he went to someone else in the crowd. Pick a card. Any card. My uncle does that every time he visits. Not the balloons. The stuff with the cards. Ko spoke plainly, while reaching over to take the dolphin that had been designated for him. One of his whole family was magic. Man, dude, having a whole ass magic family. Lucky you. If so, he was lucky. The crowd started to clear some, and you noticed to the side there was a whole rack of brightly colored kaleidoscopes on display. Let me see. Which one would I pick? Nah. You briefly looked over the rack of toys, thinking they could be interesting to look at, but you didn't really you didn't really feel in the mood at the moment. Cove picked up the kaleidoscope and looked through, twisting the tube at the end. After a second, he set it back on the rack, moving to the other side of the stall. He went under the awning. Careful of his own floating dolphin, and you joined him. Did you have a place like this in your old town? Did nothing. He stood silent for a few minutes, waiting for Cove to do something. When he finally moved towards some stalls nearby, you followed behind him. Oh yeah, the best things ever. Oh god, which one should I get? There's a crab, there's a turtle, there's a dolphin, there's a shark. I don't know which one to get. I love dolphins, I love turtles, sharks, crabs. I like turtle. Anyways, we're not gonna bring that back. No. While Cole looked at sand pails, you were drawn to a table with colorful keychains laid on it. They were sewn in the shape of a sea creatures, and there was a flag that read "Handmade" standing promptly in front. Now we gotta think. crab, shark, dolphin, turtle. I'd say the dolphin. There are lots of different types. You saw a dolphin, a shark, a crab, and a turtle. Dolphin. Your hand stopped at the dolphin, so similar to your balloon animal. It had made a bright material that caught the sunlight when you picked it up. You remembered once seeing a pod of dolphins swimming out in the distance of the beach, jumping out of the water and splashing as they divided back in again. I've never actually saw, like, I have seen dolphins because I've been to aquariums, but, like, I've never seen, like, a wild dolphin. I really wish I did, honestly. I really want to see a wild dolphin. That was a great day. You were instantly enamored. Checking the price, though, your heart fell. $6. You didn't know much about money, but you thought that was a lot to spend on one thing. You really had more than $5 bill to your name. Is that what you want? Huh? Oh, it's $6. I didn't bring any money.
Alright.
It's fine. Are you sure? Cole let the keychain from your hands, and then that was that. He was holding a small yellow bucket for himself too. Okay, I feel bad. I was always gonna get you something. I already got the money for it. You were a little nervous, but happy with your purchase nonetheless. Yeah, it's just like, homie, don't spend your money on me. It was nice of Cove's dad to let Cove buy something for you too. After Cove paid, the two of you stepped out in the store side by side. Your balloon dolphins knocking together and spiraling around in the air. You watched Cove hold up his new pail in his face, examining it thoroughly. Hey, Cove. Yeah? Does your dad always give up money like that? That's a really bad question to ask. Thanks for letting me get it. That's alright. It wasn't clear if he really knew how much you appreciated it. What? You're going to thank him for the keychain, but instead, just shook your head, smiling. Cove raised an eyebrow, but didn't push the issue. Cove looked further down the street, where different food carts were lined up. He rested his non-cast arm over his stomach, and just as he did, yours let out a light growl. I can speak, I swear. You hadn't eaten since breakfast, and after all that wandering around, you were definitely ready for some lunch. Let's get some food. Yeah. You two wandered around for a short while, looking at all the delicacies that were available. Everything looked delicious, and as the different smells, both sweet and salty, wafted over to you, your stomach growled even louder. After passing up hot dogs, snow cones, ice cream, and pizza, you both agreed on pretzels. Pretzels are really good. How about something sweet and cinnamon? And you? Cheese. You licked your lips hungrily, as the vendor handed you pretzel over, ready to take one bite. Oh, my lips are so chapped and dry, I swear to God. It was covered in gooey melted cheese, just the way you liked it. It seemed odd to get a dessert pretzel after eating normal food. You found an empty table close enough to the beach that the grit of the sand made terrible noises when you dragged the chairs out to sit down. Oh, I can just imagine that. Oh no. These balloons are gonna make it hard to eat. Cove placed his bucket on the table as he stared at his still balled up hand that was wrapped around the string. You opened your mouth to agree before an idea hit you. I know. Guys, oh my god. My throat. After carefully placing your pretzel somewhere it wouldn't get sandy, you tugged the balloon dolphin out of Cove's hand and tied it in the delicate bow around his wrist.
Oh.
Cove bounced his arm up and down in place, testing the stability of your nut. After watching his balloon jostle around but remain attached, he smiled satisfied. Could you help me too? I can't tie it to my own wrist. He repeated the ritual. Cove struggled somewhat with the cast, restricting his fingers on one hand and the string already tangled on the other.
Okay.
Got it. The two of you spent a moment admiring your handiwork, both hands now free to allow easy munching on your pretzels. You bit into the doughy treat, savoring the taste on your tongue with a smile as you looked over the ocean. After time, you finished your pretzel, and you're done before Cove. It was boring, not having anything to do. You pulled on the string of your balloon and bring it down to your level. Then you held the dolphin in your hands and manipulating it to to make it look like it was jumping through the air. If you turned to face toward the beach, it almost looked like it was swimming in the waves like a real dolphin. A laugh came from your side. When you glanced back at Cove, he had left the remaining part of his pretzel on the wrapper, and he was gripping his dolphin too. Mine's name is Meriwether, Splash, Cherry, Sam. The choices. My escape the infinity heart wants the big cherry and to be an alien. When no one is looking, she transforms back into her true alien self. She has purple skin and 10 eyes. You sighed. Wish you could meet a real life alien. What's yours? Cove considered this question, placing the balloon against the table, resting his free arm across it in temptation. Constipation? No. It's with a loud pop. The dolphin exploded into ribbons. Oh no. For a second, all Cove did was gape in shock, like you. Then his cheeks puffed up. Squinting his eyes, and you saw tears start to glisten. Not the dolphin! No! Oh, we didn't even get to know its name. Nameless dolphin died. Alpha, it... Here, have my balloon, homie. You looked at Cove. Let him be your balloon, popping gently in the air above. You can have mine. That was better than letting him cry more. Cove sniffled, glancing up at the balloon, then back at you. No, it's yours. I don't want to take it from you. It's okay, really. Cove shook his head. Even though it wasn't your fault, you felt bad. So the offer seemed to lift Cove's spirits, and that was good. The passing of Cove's balloon was the last major event of your adventure. In the end, the two of you headed back late that afternoon. You separated on the beach, and while Cove went straight home from his brand new sand pail in hand, you decided to sit for a while. Watch the wave and sunset filling your new keychain. Another summer day was drawing to a close. It had been a good one, except for the sad final note. Ah, that's shopping. Okay, the next one that we have is Grown Up. Is that the bad one? Is that the emotional one? I don't know. There's a lot of emotions in this game, by the way. Sorry guys, drinking. My Gatorade. I'm looking at my cat. My cat's a very interesting specimen of creature. Okay. And then after Fireflies, we're gonna be doing these ones. So it's like gonna be Let's do. I think we can do Grown Up. I think I can handle doing more. And then after Grown Up, we're going to. I might stop the stream. I don't know. We'll see. One sweltering summer day, you were in your living room with Cove, listening to the sounds of the birds chattering outside the window while you lay across the rug on the floor. Cove's dad had dropped him off earlier, and your moms had left the two of you, along with Lizzie, to play amongst yourselves. It had been too hot to go outside in the afternoon, at least according to Mommy, so your sister was starting to get impatient waiting for her golf class that evening. The three of you had trouble finding something fun to do. The beach and the playground were off limits, and you felt that it was too warm for anything like playing with your fuzzy toy animals. Then suddenly, a light came from Lizzie's big, brown eyes, and her smile spread wide across her face. Having an idea gave her a new wave of energy. Since we're stuck inside, we should be adults. They don't play outdoors anyways. They're always inside and telling everybody they're too busy to play.
Why?
Because, Cove, that's what fun people do. Oh, hi, kitty cat. Hi, George. How's it going? Wanna come stream with Dad? Oh, man, I actually went too far out. Oh, my God. No, Jesus, I almost fell. George, hello. Do you need to bring your bed over by me? I think your bed. Oh no, something's on it. There you go. Your bed's now over by me, so you can come lay down if you want to. Okay. Back to the stream after my cat so rudely interrupted. I'm sorry.
Duh.
My headphones are really annoying. I love my headphones. I really do. But they're somewhat tight. I said why. And it'll be fun. Duh. What do they do inside that we don't? Besides use a phone a lot. Excluding a small huff, Lizzie decides to ignore Cove.
What do you think?
Alpha, what do you think? What do you think? Do you want to? You know, that sounds like so much fun. But Cove doesn't want to. I'm a people pleaser. And, like, I don't want to upset Cove. My cat want to leave or something? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Please, Alpha. When have I ever had a bad idea? Whenever we play with you, I wasn't asking you. Fine. It's not gonna be, I guarantee. Okay. Lizzie more determined than ever, and you could only sigh. Satisfied that neither of you were about to bail on her, Lizzie thought over her options while you watched. After a few seconds, she clapped her hands together and beamed, apparently having settled on something without asking either of you.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna be a professional golfer. Alpha, you and Cove can be a beach volleyball player and a gymnast or a tennis player. Why can't we pick anything we want? Because I have a fun idea. That's why. And we have to play sports as adults. Yep. But there's other kinds of sports too.
Right?
It isn't the same. What do you think, Alpha? Don't those choices sound super cool? You want to be that, huh? No. I don't. I don't. Do my cat? Hang on. I do not hear my cat. Okay. Isn't there anything else we could be? Lizzie stomped a foot on the ground. Nope, come on. Just decide already. Knowing Lizzie couldn't let this go anytime soon, you sighed. Cole was not impressed with Lizzie's attitude, though he didn't bother talking more about it for now. You thought over the list of possibilities: beach volleyball, gymnast, or tennis. Out of all of them, you'd prefer to play. See, I was in gymnastics for a little bit. I'm bad at it. Volleyball has always been a bitch to me. I suck at it. I've gotten better at it, but I still suck. Hand-to-eye coordination, non-existent. Tennis, it's like, I don't know. All of them seem pretty hard, but I guess a gymnast. If you couldn't spend the afternoon doing cartwheels and handstands in the backyard, then you might as well practice them inside. There wouldn't be as much space as there was outside, but you could still try. Yes, that's clearly the top option. I guess I'll be a gymnast. Alright. How about you, Cove? I pick volleyball. I should have known. Okay, so Alpha, you're a famous gymnast, and Cove, you're on a popular beach volleyball team, and Lizzie's ponytail bobbed when she proudly stretched her arms wide. We're Olympic athletes who just competed in the Olympics. Cove didn't seem all that impressed with that announcement. He made a face and adjusted the glasses on his nose. That's really specific.
Rude.
That's what makes it fun. Anyway, Lizzie marched back and forth in front of the both of you, getting lost in her own imagination. I won all gold medals, and people are calling me the next Mickey Wright. Who's that? Lizzie stopped on the spot and turned on him, her brown eyes shining with impatience. It doesn't matter if you know who she is. It's a golf thing. I'll let that be, because I don't know who that is either. She seems like a great person. You guys won medals too. Cove, your team was bronze, and Alpha, you barely missed out on the gold and silver. You barely missed out on the gold and got silver. It's more rare if we're not... George, no! No! There's something sensitive on there. could have knocked over something that was like, that could have broke. It was just a picture. Oh my god. Cove. Okay, I already read that. Okay. Okay, so I got silver and he got bronze. So it's not bad. Nice. It may not be first place, but you knew that silver medals were still really good at the Olympics. But it isn't gold.
Sorry.
A lot of people lose at the Olympics. Them's the breaks. Then you're the one who did, not me. Lizzie looked taken aback by Cove's declaration, as though the thought of her losing was completely absurd. No way. It wouldn't make sense. I'm already practicing my golf game. She took a golfing stance to make her point, pretending to swing her club and hit an invisible ball. So what kind of house do you want to live in? Cove hadn't changed his mind about winning, but thinking about where he'd live as an adult appealed to him. Apparently because he looked back at Lizzie with some of the anger fading. I'm going to live on the beach. Lizzie made a face at him, poking out her tongue. That's kind of boring. We already have that. No, I like the normal houses here with a street on it, right on the sand, by the water. Just like that, all the tension was back. You hadn't even had a chance to choose where you want to live. That's not very fun or smart, Cove. You can't live on a bunch of sand and shells. But I want to, and I will. Cove narrowed his eyes at Lizzie, even though she stood half a head taller than him. You didn't give out a list of things to pick from this time, so I'm picking that. Why are we even playing pretend if we can't imagine anything? Jeez, well, I'm gonna live in a mansion, far away from here and far away from you. One with an indoor pool and a place of practice with award-winning golfing.
It's not fair.
How come you were yelling about mine when your idea is even more impossible? Lizzie's face flushed red, her hands balling into fists at her sides. It is not impossible, and it's better than yours. Disagreements always seem to crop up when the two of them were together. You always felt like you were stuck in the middle. But when it came to the topic at hand, this time you thought, Okay, here's the thing. I don't like mansions. They're way too big, spacious. They make me nervous. But also, living on the beach would not be practical. Okay? There's hurricanes, tsunamis, all of that stuff. Why would I actively put myself in nature like that? Well, I already get tornadoes. Never mind. Okay, beach. Who wants to live on the beach? It'd be a great idea. You could have windows made from driftwood and seashells and seashell wind chimes. Ugh. Smiled slightly over the agreement, then turned to Lizzie with bolstered confidence. You can swim whenever you want if you live on the beach. We can still swim anytime we want from where we live now. Being a little closer doesn't mean anything. Says you. Two of them scowled at each other. You're being so unreasonable. I don't get what you want. The game doesn't make sense. It does. You have to be realistic. I said that. But you're not. You had no idea what to do to make them stop at this point. It seemed like the two of them would just keep working each other up as long as they could. Nothing you'd said so far had kept them from being mad. Thankfully, like a greeting card angel, Mom walked into the room. Lizzie rushed to her, hanging onto the hem of her shirt and poking out her tongue at Cove. Lizzie, Alpha, it's time to get ready to go.
You alright with that?
Sorry I have to leave already, Cove. The mommy said she'll walk you home, so you won't build up in the cold. Cove was still glaring at Lizzie. His face flushed red with anger. I can go by myself. But bye, Alpha. There was still a harsh edge to the brief farewell, but she knew it wasn't you he was mad at. Without giving Mom a chance to stop him, Cove stood up and stalked out of the room, shoulders drawn tight. Huh? Okay. Worried, Mom turned to look at you and Lizzie. You two were playing nice with our new friend, weren't you? Yeah, tell the truth. This is my mom's home. Okay. They were fighting, Cove and Lizzie, for the whole time. Your sister's jaw dropped, looking betrayed, as Mom put both hands on her hips. Elizabeth! I told you to be kind to him. He's having a hard time right now. Lizzie's mouth closed back up, replaced by a tiny frown. I know, I tried, but he was...
That's
No
enough.
buts. We both know you can show someone a great time when you put your mind to it. You're going to apologize to Cove and his dad over the phone when he gets home from work tonight. Lizzie hung her head, dragging a foot across the ground in front of her. Okay, Mom. Good girl. You caught pieces of Lizzie sulking to herself about how it was his fault too, but it was over. Alright, we better get a move on.
Let's go.
Let's go, kids. Nolani, where did you leave the car keys? My mom hustled you all out the door, and you noticed during the car ride to Golf Park that Lizzie was prouder than usual. She was usually the first one to request which music to listen to in the car, but she didn't say a thing. Your parents noticed she wasn't in a mood to be bothered. They gave her spades, and Mommy just asked you what she'd like to listen to. What should I do? Yeah, try and cheer her up. You're happy to see it brightened her up right away, and she started to sing along with you. Soon enough, her bad mood was a thing of the past. When car ride was over, you spent the twilight hour watching Lizzie hit things with other girls her age. You didn't know you didn't know much about golf, but you could tell that she really liked it. So you sat with your moms and tried to puzzle it out. It was nice sitting outside after being cooped up in the house all day, and you stretched out your legs to let the last few minutes of sun warm your skin. When the sun was finally out of sight, dipping behind the horizon, you got ready to leave. Instead of going straight home, your mom took the family out to dinner. You went to a restaurant you had been going to ever since you could remember. I'm gonna turn the volume up. The whole afternoon had been a bunch of shouting, and you hadn't been able to stop. But you could kind of tell this helped Lizzie be less angry. The car ride home was quiet, with all the radio providing escape from silence. Lizzie had been in better spirits now, but the closer you got to your neighborhood, the more she wiggled in her seat and frowned at the window. She knew what was coming when you all got back home. Clearly, she was dreading it. Soon enough, Mom was turning onto your street, then reversing into the driveway. When she cut the ignition, it was dead silent. Oh man, my throat. Soon enough, Mom was coming to the street. Okay, it was the set. No one spoke, only unbuckling their seatbelts and opened the doors. Lizzie was the last one out. Once everyone was inside and done taking off their shoes, she propped her hands on her hips.
So,
Now then, there's Holden's cars in his driveway, so he should be back from work. That's good news, isn't it, Elizabeth? You and Cove can hash things out before the day's done. Lizzie didn't complain or put up a fight. Her head ducked so she didn't have to meet anyone's eyes. She nodded once. Good. Let's move this to the kitchen. Mom went over to the house phone, and the rest of you following behind her. Mommy put a gentle hand on Lizzie's shoulder as they walked side by side. You watched them from the back. This was only happening because you told on Lizzie. No, it was happening because both of them were being jerks. No, I don't regret it. You frowned at yourself, recalling how Cove had left in such a bad way. Hopefully time and Lizzie's pending apology would raise his spirits and smooth things over between them. The four of you stood around the kitchen in a lopsided square. All eyes were on Lizzie, who kept her gaze on her feet. You remember the number of Cove's house, don't you, honey? Lizzie jerked her head in another nod, sullen. Without further prompting, she stepped forward and she began to dial. She reached over and pressed a button on the base. Suddenly, you could hear the phone ringing. She turned on the speaker. The phone rang a couple times, then stopped. Mr. Holden's warm voice came through the other end. Evening, Holden residence. Lizzie looked over at Mommy, unsure. She nodded encouragingly. Hi. Hi, Mr. Holden. It's, Lizzie. Can I talk to Cove?
Absolutely.
Lizzie Fox? What a surprise! But of course you can say hey to the boy. He sounded cheery as usual, but definitely meant it when he said it was a surprise. You thought hard, and you were sure that your sister had never called Cove's house before. Mom spoke up before Mr. Holden or Lizzie could say anything more. Her arms were crossed over her chest, her lips pursed. Hi, Cliff. Hi, Cliff. Nolani, Alpha, and I are here too. Good evening. We're sorry to bother you so late. Say hi too. Okay. Hi. The gang's all here, huh? The gang is all here. Is something the matter? His voice grew a bit concerned. Mommy was quick to reassure him. No, but yes, it's gonna be okay. Lizzie and Cove got into a bit of a fight today, and we were hoping that the two of them could talk and make up. Is this a good time for you and Cove?
What?
A fight? Cove didn't tell me anything about that when I came home. Just find the funk he's been in tonight. He chuckled lightly. Despite that, it didn't seem like he really thought it was funny. Anyway, it's good you didn't catch us at a bad time. I'll go grab him for you. There was some shuffling on the other end. He must not have gone far because you could still hear him calling out. Cove, there's someone on the phone for you. After a beat of silence, there was more muffled talking from Cove's dad. Come on, bud. Lizzie called so she could talk to you. Alpha's on the other end listening too. You want to say hi? It took a bit of back and forth, though the conversation seemed one-sided since you couldn't hear Cove properly. Eventually, Cove took the phone from his dad.
Hi.
Hello? Hey, it's Lizzie. Yeah, I know. Dad told me. Okay, Cove's tone was defensive. Lizzie turned to Mom, scowling. One stern look from her, though, and Lizzie turned away.
Sorry.
I just called to say I'm sorry for not playing nice with you today. I won't do it again. Lizzie's eyes were downcast. Her voice low. You could tell she felt uncomfortable apologizing to Cove in front of everyone. She was still being genuine about feeling bad. Cove must have realized that too, because he sighed quietly. I want gold, and I think Alpha should win too. Really? You thought you were worth gold even though you hadn't even wanted it? Lizzie was momentarily stunned silent by the demand. She probably forgot that had even happened already. Alright. We all win the gold. Okay, I guess I'm sorry too. A sense of relief washed over everyone as his acceptance of the apology. Mom uncrossed her arms, while everyone's shoulders relaxed. Lizzie's eyebrows raised up. You wondered if she thought that she'd refused her apology. Dad, can I get off the phone now? You couldn't see him, but it was obvious that Cove felt awkward about the situation. He had come off uncomfortable the entire time, really. Yeah, you can go back to your room if you want. Be sure to say goodbye first. Bye, Lizzie. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Alpha. You perked up at the mention of your name. You smiled, even if you couldn't see it. Bye, Cove. With that said, Cove must have handed the phone to his dad and left, since Mr. Holden spoke up.
That's a relief.
All's well that ends well, as they say. Thanks for arranging this. I'm sure he appreciates it. As Mom replied, Lizzie tugged on Mommy's hand to catch her attention. Can I go now, too?
Good job.
Sure, sweetie. Thank you very much for apologizing to Cove. Mom flashed a brief smile at Lizzie and nodded her agreement. Given permission to leave, Lizzie scurried off toward the stairs. She seemed to be feeling much better with the incident behind her. Mom and Mommy returned to the phone, taking it off the speaker. They continued talking to Mr. Holden. You couldn't tell about. You were glad that was the end of it all. Lizzie and Cove might not get along and probably still won't, but they weren't mad at each other anymore. Mom and Mommy weren't upset either. Everything was finally back to normal. With that thought, you retreated to your own room with a spring in your step. Ooh, yeah! Okay, so... Oh, goodness. Let me open. Alright. Yeah, I see the fox now. Okay. Now, let's, okay, hold on. I gotta, like... Let me see. Let's see what to do now. You guys can still hear. Bum. Bum. Bum.